The TV's blaring Meghan in a snow-white blouse, slow-mo twirling spaghetti while her jewelry beams like a QVC lighthouse for millionaires. I go, breaking news, dudes. Meghan's hinting a breakup exposed by noodles and a lighting rig. Randy squints. I can taste the diamonds and the crisis comms. Cartman flicks on a dodgy neon missing Harry, sign that buzzes like a mosquito with a BBC Media Studies diploma. I point at the pot. Is this dinning or the soft launch trailer for It's Not You, It's Penny? Somewhere, a single fork dings an empty plate, the doorbell of a very long, very British goodbye. So here's the backdrop before we ruin it further. People keep saying Meghan and Harry look professionally uncoupled, like a double act sharing a stage, but not the punchline. Birthday posts, solo, brand drops, solo hands. Netflix, Schrodinger's season. Then that pasta clip hits and the internet goes full CSI fettuccine boomers, Gen X, your aunt with 3 air fryers, everyone's counting bracelets like election night on Sky News. One lady starts a hygiene thread. Suddenly, 20,000 comments argue sauce splash physics and whether a Cartier can survive a Tesco-grade garlic press. Meanwhile, rumor mills were about brand chaos and who's actually steering the ship. I'm not saying any of it's true, I'm saying the internet is a possum with a megaphone and Excel. Kyle says we need evidence, so he builds a rumor heat map that looks like the weather, if the forecast was just vibes and passive aggression. Pins everywhere. Dinner for one, birthday solo, bracelet screwdriver required, Netflix doesn't seem to care week. The map glows orange like a Florida sunset over a Daily Mail sidebar. Butters because he's Butters decides people feel abandoned by their own meals. He found single-serving survivors in the cafeteria. Logo, a brave leftover tub saluting the fridge light. They share stories. A kid whispers about microwave mac and cheese that never met a second fork. The counselor says it's important work, which is counselor speak for bonkers, but I sign off. Cartman smells profit like Costco rotisserie at noon and launches dinner for one luxury cookware. A tiny pot that makes exactly one sad handful of spaghetti and comes with a Where's Harry? Coaster that changes color when you cry. He films the ad in a velvet apron. Some meals are intimate, some are branding. It sells out to middle-aged blokes who think online pots are civic engagement. Randy, Dear Lord binges body language gurus and declares himself an optics analyst. He freeze frames the same 2 seconds. Observe the strategic solitude stir a level 5 maneuver from the Academy of Public Noodling. I ask when that academy opened. He says, when truth needed heroes, which is Randy for this morning. Butters then cuts a fake trailer for a doc we absolutely did not make. Dinner for one, the untethering. Slow, violin, a grieving saucepan. On-screen text, 2 chairs at the table, 1 in the frame. People ask if it's real. Butters says, emotionally, yes, which is not an answer and somehow the perfect answer. Cartman premieres the Pasta Tribunal, a courtroom spoof in our garage he renovated with mom's drying rack and a spray-painted law. I'm the narrator. Apparently, I'm the only one who can say al dente, without sounding like a dental plan. The judge bangs a colander and announces the charge, intentional relatability with aggravated braceleting. Randy testifies first. He wheels in a projector, freeze frames a wrist. Ladies and gentlemen of the colander, at 47 degrees, the bracelet signals, my narrative is simmering. Judge asks his credentials. Randy, observational marinara. Not a degree, yet tragically, very Randy. Kyle cross-examines with a flowchart. Occam's noodle, sometimes pasta is just pasta. Cartman objects, defamation against cookware entrepreneurs. Judge sustains because Cartman bribed him with a fondue set. A celebrity brand consultant testifies token in sunglasses. He says when a video is too tidy, viewers become detectives because they miss mess. Humans trust mess, he says, and the garage nods like we just discovered Tupperware in 1954. Then Cartman's prop department, him plus a hot glue gun, unleashes a giant foam bracelet the size of a tractor tire to recreate the scene. It breaks loose, pings off the colander bench, and steamrolls our cardboard Harry Exhibit B. Spaghetti rains like ticker tape at a very sad parade. I peel a noodle off my face and yell, smash that like button before Kyle launches another protest livestream. The subscribe graphic wiggles across the screen like Aldi middle aisle merch. This is the moment I realize we might actually be the problem. Afterward comes that silence you only get when everyone's sauced and reconsidering life choices. Kyle rubs his temples. Maybe we turned a kitchen clip into a conspiracy theme park. I say we built one ride. He says that's how Disney started. Butters is fine. He's turned single-serving survivors into a Main Street pop-up selling pasta for one care kits. One fork, tiny napkin, a candle shaped like acceptance, and a sticker. You're enough, and so is this portion. Grown adults tear up. Butters pats elbows like a church usher. You deserve a plate that loves you back. Randy pitches season 2. Risotto of reconciliation, he'll coach Harry to appear as Steam. Steam is neutral, he says. Steam is humble. I say Steam is also water that quit. He claps like I proved his thesis. Cartman drags me to his innovation lab, Flying Me, laundry room, to unveil luxury leftovers NFTs PNG noodles wearing tiny tiaras. They auto-refill value whenever a public narrative unravels. I say, that's wizard nonsense. He says that's what they said about credit cards and air fryers. Then the outside world does its thing. Phones melt. A gossip site blasts. BraceleTegate boils over with a shot of our garage, Court Watergate, with dish racks. One podcaster says we weaponized cutlery. Another swears the bracelets were CGI and the spoon a paid actor. Reaction videos explode. A lady insists the spaghetti spells public message in cursive. A ring light guy calls it brand integrated linguine. Hashtag Stampede. Hashtag Pasta for One. Hashtag Where's Harry? Hashtag Sauce Watch. Relatable or ridiculous, and, for some reason, hashtag Free the Colander. A legal notice arrives from the Society for Ethical Jewelry in Kitchens, telling us to cease and desist culinary jurisprudence. The Comic Sans footer screams Cartman's cousin. Butters becomes a folk hero pushing emotional Tupperware pre-labeled Monday. Closure, not today, Brenda. Morning shows call it food-based emotional ergonomics. I hate the phrase. I also kinda salute it. I go straight to camera. We're clowning optics, not ruling on marriages. Internet translation confirmed breakup by Noodles. I ask Kyle if we should shut it down. He says, transparency. I'm like, we already did a doc, a trial, a support group, and NFTs. He nods. Cool, so? One press release? I reset the wrecked kitchen, wipe sauce off the lens, pour 2 waters, and set an extra plate beside cardboard Harry, duct taped like a tenant who's dodged the rent since Jubilee. Here's the bit. Sometimes you film dinner to look relatable, sometimes because you're hungry. The world can't tell everything's watched like a trailer. Dress the moment in luxury and crop your co-star. You summon optics detectives. Some are kind, most are bored, all are loud. Randy barges in with narrative steam dynamics. I hand him a towel. The only steam I care about is reality hitting a camera. He calls it profound and immediately sells a webinar. Cartman's final pitch. The solitude skillet cooks 1 egg and an alibi plus a mood hood to trap excuses. I pass. He writes it down anyway like it's headed to Dragon's Den. I face the lens. Maybe the pasta was just pasta. Maybe it was a signal. If you stage it, we meme it like a raccoon that learned iMovie. If this starch circus made you snort laugh, like and subscribe before the bracelet files an affidavit.